So, our first line of argument could be something like this. Psychiatric illnesses and character flaws can be clearly distinguished by a number of factors. And these factors are 1. Is it treatable? 2. Is there a clear cause beyond the individual's control or a risk factor? And 3. Does the condition or character flaw or illness go away, reduce, or subside because of a change in the environment? In which case, we could then say it is indeed a psychiatric illness and not a character flaw. And an example here would be conduct disorder, as we've discussed in previous lessons. We went through evidence that showed that 1. Conduct disorder is treatable. There are many treatments and parenting interventions used to treat conduct disorder, many of which have shown high levels of success. 2. There are clear causes that are found in science that are beyond an individual's control for conduct disorder, or at least there are some risk factors that tend to determine whether someone might develop conduct disorder or not. And these include things like a mother smoking during pregnancy or having a bad upbringing where there's lots of conflict in a household. Third, yes, we have established through scientific evidence that conduct disorder as a condition tends to reduce or subside when there is a change in environment, or in this case, when a child develops beyond adolescence and becomes an adult. Excuse me. Excuse me. And our second line of argument then. We could say something else. We might want to say that psychiatric illnesses aren't necessarily distinct from each other in some cases, in terms of being distinct from character flaws. Instead, character flaws and psychiatric illnesses have a complex relationships with one another in terms of cause and effect, where a character flaw can actually cause a psychiatric illness, and vice versa. So a psychiatric illness might actually cause a character flaw to develop. And an example here might be addiction. So I'm returning to a research paper that we looked at in our addiction lesson, which focused on the connection between character flaws, mental illness, and particularly focusing on addiction. I'll repeat the point because I think it's a really important line of argument. Character flaws and mental health are deeply intertwined, which means they're deeply connected to one another. Certain character flaws can exacerbate mental health issues, while other character flaws might be a symptom of an underlying health condition such as addiction. So that might be something like impulsivity. Impulsive behavior might make mental health issues worse, whilst impulsive behavior might also be a symptom of some underlying health conditions like ADHD or addiction. Certain character flaws, like impulsivity or a tendency towards negativity, can be symptoms of mental illnesses like ADHD or depression. And understanding these connections can help individuals seek appropriate treatment. So this might be a really effective line of argument to take. A third line of argument is that in some cases, there is no difference between a character flaw and a psychiatric illness as defined by the diagnostic manual, the DSM-5, or other diagnostic manuals. This is because modern medicine in many cultures and on social media have meant that things which were previously judged to be character flaws, like greed, disorganization, dishonesty, etc., are now symptoms of psychiatric illnesses. And this is often seen in the case of ADHD, where things like disorganization, being lazy, being bad at managing time, being unreliable, are now symptoms of ADHD. And things like dishonesty, impulsivity, difficulty with relationships are symptoms of things like personality disorders. So you could draw some examples there, being narcissistic personality disorder, ADHD, and other personality disorders as discussed in previous lessons.